Hey, happy Sunday, guys. What is going on? Just popping on live here. I literally just got out of my cold plunge, so I'm freezing my ass off, bundled up here in my blanket in my office, getting ready to set myself up for the week. This is where I come in and I do what's called my general's tent, and then I do a war stack, which is a stack that's super intensive, which actually helps me plan out all the things that I want to get done in my business for the week. So I got a couple hours of work ahead of me, but I wanted to come on here and just talk about like perspective. And a lot of times we feel like we're not changing. A lot of times we feel like we're not doing the things we need to do to transform ourselves. And so for me this morning, as I was sitting having coffee, I was scrolling Instagram, just checking stuff out, getting ready to post. And Instagram hit me with this reel that I just posted. And it's like, hey, check out this reel. And what it did was, it was like a highlights, right? So this morning, I watched the highlights from the CSU game with my oldest son, Odin, who went to bed early, as did I. So I wanted to check out the highlights of the football game last night. So as I was on Instagram, what Instagram gave me this morning was perspective. And it gave me the highlight reel of everything that I've been doing the past few months. All the transformation, all the posts, it basically just gave me a highlight reel of my own journey the past 3 months, which is fucking awesome. Like, I sat there and I watched it and I kind of digested it and I was like, wow, yeah. This week I have been feeling like I haven't been making progress. But after watching that highlight reel and checking some stuff out, I realized, yeah, I've made a fuck ton of progress. But so often we get caught up in doing these things that we know will make us go to the next level, and yet we feel like we're not making the progress we need to make. So why is that? Well, if you're like me, you're impatient as fuck. I am someone who wants the fruit, and I am someone who has a hard time enjoying the journey. And so seeing this highlight reel from Instagram, that is also why I post shit. Like, it's one of the main reasons that I post stuff, because of things like this, especially like back in the day on Facebook, you'd hit the thing like, oh, a memory 5 years ago. This is why I post. I'm not posting to brag. I'm not posting to make people feel bad, but this is one of the many reasons why I post on Instagram. So I got this highlight reel. I watched it a couple times and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to post this. I'm going to share this because this is my story. This has been my story, my journey the past 3-ish months. And as I reflected, as I often do on Sunday, which I'm getting ready to do in my general's tent, I was reflecting on this past week and how much distractions I've had come at me this week. Like, my wife and I, we've been under it. Like, we've been coming up against it in several different ways. And we've been tested multiple different ways this week. And so that's part of it, And it's like, okay, even though we're being tested, even though we feel like we're up against it, having this highlight reel pop up on Instagram flipped the frame that I had. It just kind of reignited, what I needed right now in this moment to plan the week ahead. Not that I was thinking about quitting, not that I was upset or whatever. I was just in that state of like, am I doing the things required? Am I making progress in my own transformation? And the answer is yes, undeniably. Like, if you go watch this reel, leave me a comment. Like, it is undeniable the changes that I have made the past 3 months. Hey, what's up, David? So it's undeniable. And I'm excited to see what the next 3 months are going to bring. Despite being up against challenges, despite having things happen that we didn't plan on it, but this is part of the game, And so this week, my wife and I, we head to Florida for a quick business trip. And then we're home for like 2 weeks. And then we got the big one, Ireland. We go to Ireland in a couple weeks. What did Mr. Barefoot say? You and what you stand for people is part of the fruit of the men, and the document hanging on the wall behind you. Yes, absolutely. Freedom is not free, but worth it. 100%. Absolutely 100%. But I'm not going to get into that today. But anyway, so reflecting on this highlight reel and my progress and my journey and my story and the things that I'm doing within myself is going to empower other men to rise. Like, I know it's about me, but watching that highlight reel, it's like, how could you not want to rise as a man? Like, how could you not want to live the best version of yourself and live the best version of your life? Like, that's the question I started asking myself watching this. Like, what is it within us that we stop when we're in the process of transformation? Like, how many times have you stopped doing something that you know you need to do, or that you felt like you were called to do, but you didn't see it through? Like, what would that be if you just saw it through? There's a lot of times in my life that I stopped too soon. And it's that fact that who knows what I lost out of, right? Like, who knows if I lost out on the transformation that I needed to go through? But part of my journey has been, every time I've stopped too soon, and I knew that I did, God has brought that back around in my life and presented that to me in a different way. And that was my story 3 months ago. I got presented with something that I had been ignoring for years, like 2 or 3 years. I don't know exactly, but it's 2 or 3 years that I've been ignoring this calling on my life to go and coach men, to help awaken them and help them rise in their life. I ignored it. I call it curation. I curated that calling in my life. I was like, nope, I had the imposter syndrome. Who am I to do this? I can't do this. I haven't achieved what I wanted to achieve. And in our lives, we tell ourselves that all the time. We curate our own stories all the time. Why? Because that's easier than doing what is required. It was easier for me to say, nope, I'm not ready. I can't do that. Even though there was something within me that said I want to do that, it was easier for me to go, I don't want to walk that path. Because I know that path is going to be hard. That path is going to come with ridicule. It's going to come with shit talking. It's going to come with judgment. It's going to come with questioning my own self. So I said no. Until I didn't. So early May, or late May, early June, I said yes. And I really didn't know 100% like I do now what I was saying yes to. But there was something within me that said, I have to do this. I can no longer curate my own story. I can no longer deny what I feel within. I just couldn't. So God presented this path to me, and I went in. I took action. And that's what that highlight reel is. Like, I know it's just a reel on fucking social media, but to me, it's so much more. To me, it's a 1.5-minute snapshot of the past 3.5 months of my life. And I truly only myself really knows the impact that has had on me. So I'd have you guys consider, like, what are you curating in your life? What is that thing that's stopping you? Like, what are you avoiding that you know you shouldn't avoid? And you know you must step into it so that you can have your own highlight reel in 3 months. Like, think about that for a minute. Like, what is that for you? Is it your marriage? You know, is your marriage struggling? Does your wife feel like a roommate? Are you guys not having sex? Or if you are, it's really, meaningless. There's no connection. Are you being the best father that you can be to your children? Are you the standard in their life? Or maybe it's your business. Maybe your business needs some fucking work. Yeah, maybe you're bringing home enough money. It's going fine. But you're stuck in that good enough cycle in any of those areas. Because I was there for a long time. And I've been in each of those areas, been stuck. Particularly in business. I've been stuck a lot in business. But I pushed through and now it's on fire. And that's where, like, sometimes I get a little in my head on having these conversations on lives on what I should talk about. Because I'm attacking every fucking area of my life right now. I'm attacking it with a design purpose. And like I posted, like, I'm going to shock everybody. I'm not finished. I am just fucking getting rolling. And that's why I said I cannot wait to see what the next 3 months look like. That's why I was talking about Ireland. Like, that has been the one thing I've been focused on or looking forward to this year. And it's just around the corner. So guys, we got to stop curating our lives. We got to stop curating God's calling for yourself. Because like I said, if you curate it and you don't step into it, He'll bring it back around to you until you get the point to step through and go. And so a lot of my reflection that I've had this week was I was at a point that I didn't know how to step into it. Yes, I could have just chose it, but there's been a lot of my story that I just didn't know what to do, right? I'm very logical. I'm a very logical man. I'm highly practical. I'm very black and white. So if I don't know the next step, it's really hard for me to step into it. And I know that there's so many of you out there that are just like me. You want to go, but you don't know how to. And that is why I'm here talking to you. That may be why you're watching this video. So if that's you, you don't know how to step into it, you don't know what next decision you should make, apply for my coaching collective. Send me a DM, I'll send you the application, and we can have a call and see if we're a good fit. So just DM me on this video and I will send you all the info. And I will give you every ounce that I got. Because this life is too fucking short. Way too short. So with that said, I hope everybody has a fantastic Sunday. And do me a favor, go check out that reel I posted and leave me a comment. I want to know your thoughts. Have a good Sunday.